You could characterize the Bellroy Slim Sleeve and Note Sleeve as two brothers, one who loves fast cars and the other who loves trucks. So let's jump into the comparison of these two popular Bellroy wallets. A standalone review for each of these wallets can be found in the description below. So now, the Bellroy Slim Sleeve woven as well as the Note Sleeve. Let's look at the Bellroy Slim Sleeve. This comes in a charcoal and a lichen, which is kind of this tan, this is the lichen color. And we have the charcoal here for comparison, and it really is kind of like a race car.
Race car drivers are very fast.
And in the Note Sleeve, it is in the lichen or this tan color as well. And from a comparison perspective, this is more like a truck.
Truck, hooray.
Aesthetically, Bellroy continues to present different visual and tactile embellishments, such as this accent stitching right here around logo, which is stamped versus being a raised one that we've seen in other particular wallets. Now, they're both good looking, so if you prefer fast cars or a nice truck, well, it's up to you. But let's compare them side by side now, and I'll tell you my preference at the end. Designed in Australia and made in India or the Philippines, depending on where their factory is, this is a durable water-based fabric that's 100% recycled nylon. And with these color options, it's made from the Bellroy Bita nylon, which consists of a heat-treated yarn. It creates a very crinkly kind of finish here, which provides a tooth to it, and it really makes it water resistant and wear resistant, which is really quite nice. Now, from a side-by-side comparison, let's look at the Bellroy Slim Sleeve first. On the exterior, we don't have any particular features. We do have this reinforcement, which I'll show you right here, and this is to reinforce the bridge where the pull strap is. So if we go to the interior, we can notice that we've got 1 and 2 card slots. These are your primary card slots. There is a space here for cash, and depending on the currency, which is pretty much anything other than the high denominations of euro and yen, you fold it once. On the opposite side, we have a card slot. This is for archive cards primarily, with this pull strap here that provides access to it. Now, the company recommends up to 8 cards, whereas the leather version of the Slim Sleeve can really get up to 12, even though the company still recommends 8. If we look at the Note Sleeve, it does not have any reinforcement on the exterior because it has this bifold pocket. Now, this can handle all currencies. It gets to be a little tight, but I'm good with that because I don't like, ooh, look, a little card is peeking out. I don't like a lot of extra space in the bifold pockets, and this has been measured and cut and created really just perfect for that. So if we go into the billfold, we can see that it has a nice pocket for cash, and then we have a card slot right here. So this is an interior card slot for your secret card. And then also another pocket. This is for coins or keys with a security flap that goes over it and prevents those things from falling out. We come to the interior, we have a quick access card slot right here and 2 additional card slots on the opposite side, as well as a pull strap. Now, let me compare the pull straps really closely to each other so you can see the difference. And in here you can see that unlike the Slim Sleeve, which I'll show you, there's no reinforcement on this bridge. So this is a strong material, but in a lot of pull strap wallets, there is that tendency of being able to, through so many pulls, that you could pull through and rip that bridge. Now, if we look at the Slim Sleeve, we can see that it has that reinforcement that we saw on the back, and it provides a great option here to prevent that kind of ripping from occurring. Now, what are the main differences between these wallets? So if you've been keeping track, we can see that the Slim Sleeve, by way of card slots, has 4. The Note Sleeve has 5. That includes that little secret slot in the billfold pocket area. Pull straps, they both have 1. We talked about that reinforcement that's in there, I think, which is nice to note. I don't think it has a tremendous impact, again, because of the material. From cash storage, the Slim Sleeve requires cash to be folded once, and the Note Sleeve requires no folding. And the taller currencies, yen and the higher denomination euros, do not fit in this wallet unless you fold them twice, thirds or quarters. But they do fit nicely in the Note Sleeve. Now, from a coin perspective, again, we have the coin storage here in the Note Sleeve. The Slim Sleeve does not have that capability. And there have been some folks who've said, well, you know, we have coins that can fall out, and that little flap really doesn't do a whole lot there. Well, I'm putting in some currency here. Notice how it's nice and snug and tight, but it fits, including those tall currencies that we have with yen and euro. Let me grab some coins. Here are some beefy ones right here, some pounds. We've got a $50 in there. Open this up. Let's put them in. This might take a little effort, but we will get it done. There we go. In they go. And over the flap goes I'm going to put a card in here just for the sake of saying we have cards, and here you go. So again, it's a little full, but you see, you're not going to have coins that are going to fall out here. They're going to push against the top, which they are. You can see that, but that's why the flap is there. And finally, the price. The price on each of these are very reasonable. The slim sleeve is $69 and the note sleeve is $79.
Fast cars, nice trucks. Well, let's go through the usability of each of these now.
So what are the things to consider between each wallet? Well, let's look at the slim sleeve first. It is noticeably smaller in size than the note sleeve. I think that was obvious from what we're saying there. And that's really based on the feature sets. There's more here in the note sleeve. This is very easy to use overall. Putting cash in folded over once, sticks out a little bit. Let me show you what that looks like. I have a few pieces of currency here. We'll fold them once. And as we put them in, you can notice that they do stick out just a little bit, like that. It does close. It doesn't interfere with the spine, just barely. I like it because you have a way of grabbing the currency to pull it out. Some people don't, and they like it completely in. In this case, you will have that be there. And between both wallets, but we'll look at this one here with the slim sleeve. The material used in the pull strap, again, very nice, very firm, but I love the texture. There's all kinds of texture and the different colors that are in this wallet, as well as the note sleeve, that make this really an attractive wallet. Now let's look at the note sleeve. Now, placement of the features here make this a very easy wallet to get into, even with a billfold pocket. Great use of quick access card slots here, and excellent placement of the pull strap. Again, unless you're left-handed, of course, but notice it has the same material that we have in the slim sleeve. Good texture. I love this color contrast that we have here. And as mentioned, with the coins that are put in the coin slot, no issues of it coming out. If you're using this wallet properly and you have cards and things in here, you're not going to have a problem with that, or with this particular card slot here, because it does hold those cards rather snug in this little secret compartment.
As you can see from the slim sleeve, goes in the front pocket just fine. This is a size you could put in your shirt pocket, honestly. And the note sleeve, it's good too. I mean, it could go anywhere. Both front pocket, back pocket, it all works great. Now let's take a look at the final score of these two wallets.
Well, like I mentioned, they're standalone reviews, but the slim sleeve came in at 38 and the note sleeve at 39. Great scores.
Thanks for joining us today to compare these two wallets. Look at this video right here. This is the one I recommend you look at next. Really, I think you'll like it if you liked this one. And in the end, I've always liked the slim sleeve better. We'll see you in the next compare. Bye.